Hello, kindergarten, first and second grade virtual learners. This is Mrs. Ternitza with your next library lesson. We are going to talk about making predictions in a fiction book, in a story. Remember, fiction starts with an F, so it means fake, make-believe. Okay, so making predictions. So your learning intention is students will make predictions based on personal knowledge. What that means is what you already know and details from a story that you listen to. And success will be that you will make a prediction for the story Gilbert Goldfish Wants a Pet. Okay, so let's take a listen to this making prediction video, and it will help you learn a little bit more about making predictions for when you read. Okay, how do you make predictions? Okay, so what you can do with a book when you're making predictions is that you could look at the cover, you could look at the title. If it is a nonfiction book, because you can also make predictions in a nonfiction book, there's the table of contents right inside the cover. And these are all clues that would help you predict what the book is going to be about. Think about what you already know. But I don't know what predict means. Predict means that you can make a good guess about what will happen next. You look at words you know, you look at pictures, you think about what you know, then you guess what you think might happen next. Okay, now you're going to try. What am I doing? What am I holding? And why am I holding this? What do you know and what will happen next? So if we look, we can see the panda bear. He's holding a leaf above his head. So what is it that the panda bear could be trying to do? What do you think he's trying to use the leaf as? And what is it that he would be using it for to maybe keep off of him? Says, I know, you saw a tiger. You are hiding from the tiger under the leaf. Oh my goodness, that is so silly. If you were trying to hide from a tiger, you would not put a leaf over the top of your head because you definitely would not be hidden from that tiger. Says, what? A tiger? Does that make sense? Nope. Try again. So if you thought about maybe the panda bear had the leaf above his head because maybe it was rainy, then that was a very good prediction because he didn't want to get wet, so the leaf will keep him dry. That's a good prediction. Who has another idea? Well, think about it. If someone has a leaf above their head and they're kind of using it as an umbrella, right? They're trying to keep the rain off of them. What other kind of weather could they use it for to help protect them from? Let's think about it. What's the opposite of it being rainy outside? So if it's clear outside, what's going to be up in the sky during the day? What do you guys think? You think maybe the sun? So it could be an umbrella. The leaf could be used like an umbrella to protect you from the sun. Maybe if it's hot and sunny outside. That would be a good prediction. Let's see. Good job. Yes, it's a hot sunny day and the leaf keeps the sun off his face. So that's a good prediction too. Both predict it's an umbrella. One for the sun and one for the rain. Good job, guys. So it says, I get it. I can use what I already know about umbrellas to help me guess what will happen in the story. And yes, after you make a guess, you can read the story and check if you were right. Predicting helps me think before I read. It helps me think while I'm reading. And the more you think, the more you understand. And the more you understand, the more you learn. I like learning more, so let's predict what will happen next when we read.
Created using Powtoon.
Okay, excellent. And that is what we are going to do. We are going to listen to a story and we are going to make a prediction. So let's talk a little bit about it. Why do good readers make predictions? How can making predictions when you read help you better enjoy and understand a story? Well, making a prediction about what you think a book is going to be about, or once you've started reading it, what an character might be doing or what might happen next, it can help you stay interested in the story because you want to see what happens and you want to see maybe if your prediction is correct. It also helps you make connections, and we've talked a lot about connections in our library lessons. Remember, connections, text to self, meaning something that you read, it reminds you something about yourself. Text to text, something that you read reminds you about something else that you've read. And text to world means that something that you've read has reminded you about something in your world, maybe your family or your pet, where you go to school, the places that you go outside of school. Also, it helps you think what the story is about. Okay, guys. Now what I would like for you to do, when you're in Google Classroom, you can go ahead and you can print a copy of the activity, or you can just get your own piece of paper and you can just copy this and make your own copy. And what you're going to do, I'm going to play the first part of the story, and then I'm going to stop the story. And that's when I need you guys to stop the video also. And what you are going to do at that point in the story, you are going to draw your first picture in your first circle about what you predict Gilbert Goldfish's pet is going to be. And then once you have completed that picture, then you can start the video up again and finish listening to the story and see if your prediction was correct. And whether it was or not, then you can draw a picture of what Gilbert's pet actually is. Okay? So let's go ahead and start listening to Gilbert Goldfish.
Hello, welcome to Story Time with Burley. Today we are reading Gilbert Goldfish Wants a Pet by Kelly DiPuccio. Gilbert Goldfish Wants a Pet by Kelly DiPuccio. To an outsider, Gilbert had everything a goldfish could ever want. A magnificent stone castle, a treasure chest full of gold, and a feast of tasty flakes that fell from the sky just in time for breakfast each day. But the one thing Gilbert did not have was the very thing that he most desperately wanted: a pet. Sometimes he imagined his pet would be small, sometimes big, sometimes really big. Sometimes Gilbert imagined his pet would have fur, or feathers, or floppy ears. But every day and always, Gilbert imagined what it would be like to have a pet to care for and love. Then one day, Gilbert woke up to find a dog barking at him. Bark, bark, bark. Gilbert blinked his eyes to make sure he wasn't dreaming. The dog wagged his tail and licked the bowl. Gilbert swam around and around in happy circles. The dog ran around and around in happy circles too. A pet, Gilbert glubbed. I have a pet. The dog barked and barked and barked some more. Bark, bark, bark. Gilbert never dreamed his pet would be so noisy or so thirsty. A week passed. A very tired Gilbert woke up and the barky bark dog was gone. The castle was quiet again. Gilbert was just a teensy bit relieved. A few days later, Gilbert noticed a small gray mouse peering at him through the glass. Gilbert's little fishy heart went pitter, patter, swish. The mouse licked her paws and sniffed the bowl. Gilbert swam around and around in happy circles. The mouse, who thought Gilbert was a large chunk of cheddar cheese, ran around and around in circles too. A pet, Gilbert glubbed happily. I have a quiet pet. The mouse sniffed and sniffed and sniffed some more. Sniff, sniff, sniff. When the hungry mouse determined that Gilbert was not, in fact, a block of cheese, she ran away. And she never came back. Gilbert's little fishy heart went pitter, patter, plop. More time passed, and Gilbert had just about given up on his dream when a fly landed on the rim of his bowl. "Well, hello there, little fellow," Gilbert called out cheerfully. The startled fly buzzed around in circles. Buzz, buzz, buzz. Gilbert jumped up, and the wide-eyed fly was there to greet him in mid-air. A pet, Gilbert glubbed. I have a quiet, friendly thwack.
Uh-oh.
Oh, my. Poor fly. And poor Gilbert. He cried enough tears to fill a 10-gallon aquarium. In the morning, Gilbert opened his eyes. Somebody was watching him. Gilbert gulped. Somebody flicked its long tail and wiry whiskers. Gilbert cautiously swam around and around in circles. Somebody followed. Gilbert jumped. Somebody jumped too. Gilbert thought, eyeing the curious new creature before him. Not too loud, not too rude, and not too squished. A pet, Gilbert glubbed. I have the perfect pet.
Okay, this is where I want you guys to stop the video. Okay, so just click on pause, and now what you're going to do is you are going to draw a picture. Think about the shape of his new pet. What did it look like? It said it had a long tail and whiskers, and look at the shadow. So what do you think his new pet is? So you're going to draw, if you printed out the page in that first circle, you're going to draw what you think his pet, what you predict his pet is going to be. And then, after you have finished drawing what your prediction is, Then start the video back up and you will find out if your prediction was correct or not. And then when the story's over, in the second circle, if you printed out the paper or if you took a piece of your own paper and you made your own circles, in the second circle, you will draw what his pet actually was. And maybe your prediction was correct. And then I would love for you guys to share it with Miss T on our Google Classroom. Okay, so go ahead now, pause the whole video, and draw that picture. And then when you're done, start the video again.
You look kind of hungry, Gilbert said. Would you like to join me for breakfast? The creature moved in closer and closer and closer. And then it took a big bite.
Okay, so this is your last chance. What you predict his pet is going to be, and draw it on the piece of paper. And then start the video up again. And let's see if your prediction was correct. Oh, it's a catfish.
Of delicious green flake. The pink ones are really good too, Gilbert said with a smile. Would you like me to show you around the castle?
So, its head looked like what we thought. What Miss T thought was that it was a cat. But it was a catfish. Oh my goodness. So that was tricky, wasn't it? Because the top of it, the shadow, looks like a kitty cat, doesn't it? And it does have a long tail, but it has a long fish tail. Oh my goodness, how silly. But now Gilbert has his perfect pet. It's a pet that can live with him in the water in his fish tank.
I thought it was a cat. But it looks like maybe it's a catfish. Now, Gilbert really does have everything a goldfish could ever want, including a pet, Fluffy. Aw, that's sweet. Gilbert got his pet. The end. That concludes our reading of Gilbert Goldfish Wants a Pet by Kelly DiPuccio. Thank you for reading along with Storytime with Burley. Please like this video and subscribe to my...
Okay, guys, excellent. So, by now you should have drawn your first picture, your prediction of what his pet was. And now in the second circle, you can draw his actual pet, a catfish. And then when you are done, share it with Mrs. T, okay? Good job, guys. And you could either have printed this out or you take a piece of paper and you make your own. All right, excellent. I'm so looking forward to seeing your drawings. I want to see what you predicted his pet was going to be, and I want to see the picture, your picture of the catfish Fluffy. Awesome. All right, guys, excellent. You did such a good job. I hope you enjoyed learning about making predictions with a story, with a fiction book. And until next time, please make sure you follow directions, listen to your parents, to your teacher, get your schoolwork done, and I will be talking to you soon. Okay, guys, bye-bye.